we are going to create one small application by using .NET MAUI. So first we will check the website and understand what is the prerequisite for that. So in Windows Mac OS, already we have done download and installation the .NET SDK. After the .NET download completes, launch the download to begin the install. Once you click on it, it will be start. You can download it. Download and install VS Code. Open VS Code and select the extension button. In VS Code, activity bar to the left, type MAUI in search bar here. Select .NET MAUI and then select the install button. This is the one on the .NET MAUI extension. The extension comes with the C# dev kit, and C# extension, which are required for the .NET MAUI extension to run. So open a terminal and install the .NET MAUI workload by running the following command: sudo .NET workload install MAUI. If the installation succeeded, you should see an output similar to the following: successful installation workload. Check everything installed correctly. So what you have to do, once you have set up your environment, open a new VS Code terminal. Let me do that. Open a new terminal and then open a new VS Code terminal. In the toolbar, select terminal, then new terminal. Okay. In your terminal, run the following command to check installation .NET workload list. Okay, let me do that. .NET workload list. If it is downloaded, you can see the installation workload ID, MAUI Android manifest version, installation source. So as you know, we installed the .NET 9.0, so that's why we are seeing the 9.0.14 manifest version. Installation source is 9.0.100 SDK. Use .NET workload search to find additional workload to install. Let me do that. .NET workload search. Okay, command not okay because of command is wrong. Workload. Okay, awesome. We can see number of things. Perfect. Now we have seen the same one. If the installation succeeded, you should see an output similar to the following, which we have seen here. Let's suppose you got an error. If you received a .NET is not recognized as an internal or external command error, make sure you open the new VS command terminal if restarting VS Code or restarting your machine. Okay, does not resolve the issue. Use the I run into an issue button at the bottom of the page to get help fixing the problem. I run the page, bottom at the page. Okay. Install the Xcode. Let me check. I have Xcode. For Xcode, what you have to do is to build .NET MAUI apps, you will also need latest version of Xcode. Let me check what is latest version. Xcode 26.3 is the latest as on today date, 5 April 2026. To find the latest version of Xcode that is compatible with .NET MAUI, check this release version reference. Let me do that also. So it redirect to the GitHub link where we can see the release version, which is updated on edited on November 2025. Latest version release available .NET MAUI release. Okay, .NET MAUI itself does not have a dependency on specific version of Android and iOS because it is just a NuGet package. For example, you could reference a .NET 9 version of .NET MAUI while using .NET 10 version of Android and iOS. It should work without any issue. Please check the Android and iOS release below for the information about Android compatibilities with Google SDK and iOS compatibilities with Apple SDKs, which is under Xcode. To see the version of WinApp SDK, okay, let me do that. WinApp SDK. So WinApp SDK used for build desktop Windows apps with the Windows App SDK. Perfect. That we depend on. You can check the NuGet dependency here. So this is for WinSDK. It's a dependency. This is for .NET 10. If you want to look for .NET 9, we can change the reference. Okay, perfect. An Apple ID. If you don't already have an Apple ID, you can create a new one. Just click on Apple ID account.apple.com. You can sign in and create the new one. An Apple ID is required for installing and signing into the Xcode. After installing Xcode, you must open Xcode and agree the license and install options component if prompted. When asked what platforms you like to develop for such platform, Mac OS, iOS, then select download and installation. So once you do that, so let's suppose I install the Xcode. This is prompt up. Select the components you want to get started, Mac OS and iOS. We don't need to watch tvOS and Vision OS. Just check both together and make sure we have enough space in the machine. Once you've done the download installation, open a new terminal and install the Xcode command line developer tools by running the following commands. Xcode select installation. So where you have to do usually open terminal, paste this command and install it. That we can do. Once it is installed, when prompted to install Xcode command line developers tool, select install. Okay, and select install and select install. Lastly, agree to the license agreement. Okay, everything looks good. Select continue button below to go to the next step. Let me check I run into an issue. So if okay, so here we talked about I ran into the issue. Where is the here? In the case if restart with Visual Code, restarting your machine does not resolve the issue, use a I run into an issue bottom at the bottom of the page to get help fixing the problem. This is all. Once you click on it, it will redirect to the GitHub link where you can see the create new issue page. You can add the title, URL, a possible operating system, write and check the review properly. It should be based on the GitHub policies, and you can create it. So you can get the response from the Microsoft MVP person and you can resolve your issue. And once you can continue, if everything is set up for the .NET MAUI tutorial, build your first multiple app in C#. Open the command palette in Visual Code by pressing Command CMD Shift P. The type .NET to see the commands, you can run the C# tab key, find and select .NET new project. Select .NET MAUI app, choose the folder location you had like to save your project, name the project in the command. So what we have to do is .NET MAUI mobile application and then new project, and then .NET MAUI mobile. So quick videos. Here you can see, open the command palette in Visual Code by pressing CMD Shift plus P. Let me do that. CMD Shift plus P. If what you have to do is first the type .NET colon to see the commands you can run with C# dev kit. Okay, .NET colon, and then find the select .NET new project to create a new project. Select .NET MAUI app, choose the folder location you have like to save your project, name the project my first MAUI app in the command palette when prompted. Let me do that. Command Shift P, then new project, and then create a new one, .NET MAUI app, and choose the location, create new folder, new app. Let me do that. MAUI app. Now open it. My first MAUI app, enter, create new project. It's done. Let me go back to check the location quickly. In desktop I created MAUI app. Here I can see the SLN and .MAUI app. Now the thing is, it's okay. Let me run this application. Then before going to run, back to the .NET website, and we'll see. If you have a Visual Studio subscription, sign into your account. Okay, if you don't see a prompt pop up, click on the C# icon in Visual Code status bar toward the bottom right of your window. Okay, here is the one. So here we can see the bottom. Let me show you. Click. Okay. Another thing is C# you can see in Visual Code sidebar, make sure the Explorer is open. Here you should see a folder and Solution Explorer. If you have found a new instance of Visual Code, the Solution Explorer may be near the bottom of sidebar. This is the one. Once you have done this, let me show that. So this is the Solution Explorer. Once you tap on it, you can explore it. Here you can see the application name. Inside the application, this is the folder documents MAUI app. So this is a SLN path. You can reveal and find also directly, or if you want to open in integrated terminal, the terminal will come. ls want to show the list of the folders SLN and MAUI inside this folder. Once you do that, you can see the application. Inside the application you can see the first dependency. As this is cross platform, we can see the supported operating system, Android, iOS and Mac Catalyst. If you expand the iOS one, you can see analyzers framework package, same for iOS, analyzer framework package, and same for Mac Catalyst analyzer frameworks and package. Inside the analyzer we can see the supportive files. Okay, if you see here, these all, some are SDKs DLL files, and same for the iOS, these are all the supportive files, and same for the Mac Catalyst. So analyzer, usually we don't need to touch it, it's by default handled by the .NET MAUI. In the frameworks inside, we will see for Android we have a Microsoft .NET Android and Microsoft .NET Core.app. Same for the iOS, Microsoft.iOS and Microsoft .NET Core.app. In the framework, Microsoft .Mac Catalyst, Microsoft .NET Core.app. This is the framework which is again usually handled by .NET. Inside the package, this is the part where we can add the snippets packages which is required for the application. By default, we have a few extensions, few libraries which is important for this, which is important to run the default application. So .NET MAUI controls we have, same you can see under this Mac Catalyst, same you can see under the .NET iOS. Back to the website, here you can see under the Solution Explorer, select main page. This file contains the markup that describe the structure and layout of the user interface elements in your .NET MAUI. Okay, and then continue, run your app. So this tutorial will focus on deploying a .NET MAUI application to your local machine first. Later you will have the options to run on an iOS simulators. In the bottom right of the Visual Code window, you should see the curly braces. Let me check quickly. Okay, here you can see the curly braces, and in the status bar, let me show you, try to show you this part. I hope you can see now. Set this ID inside the frame. Perfect. So in the bottom you can see this curly, and click on the curly braces and you should see my Mac. Let me do that. My Mac. This is my Mac. You should see my Mac selected as the default debug target. Okay, let me close all first. Restart, apply latest mark now, later. Okay, I have to select the my page. Yeah, I can see curly. Launch configuration C# project debug. Then launch configurations. My Mac is now coming. Let me double check. Auto detects also options is there. If I do that auto detect, what happened? Okay, I can see now my Mac, my first MAUI app, .NET 9.0 Mac Catalyst. So launch configurations, my Mac, C# startup project, my first MAUI app which is here, and debug target framework is Catalyst, where I am running this application, this machine, .NET 9.0 Mac Catalyst. Okay, here is showing .NET 10 because they installed the latest. I am pointing to old one. If you don't see the curly braces in the status bar, make sure to have the relevant project file open, like .cs, .xml or C# project file belongs to the .NET MAUI project. Alternatively, you can open the command palette in Visual Code by pressing Command Shift P and the type .NET MAUI pick. Let me do that. .NET MAUI pick. Okay, PICK. Something is off. Copy exactly the same. can't see due to some reason, I believe. If you don't see anything, click on debug target and select my Mac, which we have done this. Already done this. Usually it was not coming earlier. Once it's click it, we select the debug target and select the my Macs from the list, like that. Select the launch my Mac, we select that. Once we select that, to run the app, click the run and debug icon in the Visual Code activity bar. This is activity bar. You have to select run and debug, okay, and then click run and debug. Okay, let me do that. In the running app, selecting the click me. Okay, let me do that first. Run and debug. Looks like it's running. I can see the file is executing under the terminal. It's showing the seconds also. It's very nice. Waiting for free launch task build, so we don't need to tap on about debug anyway. It's automatically hide also. Okay, stop second, and I can see on the Mac catalyst I can see this project. Now what I have to do is I just click on the click me button. I can see the count occurrence. Okay, nice. This is hamburger icon. Back to the browser. Yeah, I can see the same screen. Congratulations, you have built and run your first .NET MAUI app. Keep the app running and continue to the tutorials. So in this video, the object was we have to run the application, our sample application, my first MAUI app, so which we have done this, and I explain the things which is required to run this sample app. So I hope you like this video. Thank you, and in the next video we'll continue this section and we'll explore the few more things.